Alright, good morning people, good morning. Jesus Christ, am I nervous. Right, let me just get my stream manager up because I've not got that up yet. Am I nervous? Fuck yes. But welcome to WeRise. This has been 2 months in the making and I cannot believe it is here. Oh god, I've been running around this morning, absolutely crazy ready for this. I just wanted to get involved, wanted to get into it. Let me turn my in-game audio up. So, for those of you that aren't aware, WeRise is something I formulated to help other streamers elevate, give them a voice, an opportunity to tell their story, and also educate the followers, people who are thinking about getting into streaming but for various reasons aren't entirely sure how, or may have anxiety about it, may not know if there is a voice. Oh, it has come around quick, it has. Good morning, Raz. Nice early start for you as well. Jesus, God, am I ready. So yeah, how it's going to work is there is approximately an hour and a half slot for 2 streamers at a time who will come in. We will talk, we will have a conversation, we will discuss everything that they are comfortable talking about, but also a lot of questions hopefully from the followers in their chat, in our chat, and just generally get to know everyone a little bit better and hopefully gain people new followers and new audiences. So the first one though, in fact let me go through the running order. So we have it was meant to be Yasha and Penguin Inc, but unfortunately Penguin had some issues that he had to address, so couldn't be here today, which I'm gutted about because he's someone I've known from literally the very start when I was in single digit followers. So we've got my boy Yasha, which I'm so glad he's the first one, so me and him can like kinda, he can help me get more comfortable and we can, you know, I know him very well, I love the guy to pieces. Then we've got Rock and Letters at 9:30 AM. Then we've got Raz and Von, 2 of my favourite people in the community, at 11. Then at 12 we've got Smitty and Gotham, transatlantic combo right there. Then my boy Reg and Dread at 2, and then at 3:30 we finish off with Josh and Saviour, who again, 2 people I love to pieces. But without further ado, I can't leave him hanging any longer. I've got to get my boy in. Get in here, you sexy mother. Maybe I should be a bit more tame today. What I need to do as well quickly is, I'll accept Connor anyway, he's not here today, but I'll accept Connor and Saviour. There will be technical difficulties, I'm sure, because I don't think everyone is still on my friends list yet, but what will happen with this as well is I am gonna slowly chop it all down and post it into individual segments. Hey Smitty, thank you for being here, brother. Thank you for being here.
Get 7 shades of shit out of you, man. Too early for a fucking bit. No, I get a text there. One of my boys just said that he's gonna be ordering me pizza later. I'm like, no, you ain't ordering me a pizza. The last time you ordered me 6 fucking pizzas, you dickhead. Not happening, man.
In fact, you know what I'll do? One second, because what I'm going to try and do, Yasha, that's funny as fuck as well. What I'm going to try and do is, I'm going to put a little like, follow this person as I'm interviewing people, follow their app, so people know who they are, and hopefully they'll get a few more followers. Even though that's not purely what this is about, but that's definitely something I want to do. Right, brother, do you know, like we bro, I'm so gassed for this, I swear. Good morning, Brit. Honestly, like the amount of anxiety I've had, like people may not understand. This is 2 months in the making that I reached out to everyone. Since I very started streaming nearly 3 months ago, this has been an idea and I've been like, oh, I've got so much time, and then it's fucking here. Like, this is like my baby that I've created and it's actually happening. It's fucking mental, like. Right, anyway, this ain't about me, this is about you. Bro. So 2.5, 3 months ago we met.
Yep. Do you remember how it started?
Of course I remember how it started. but my point is 3+ months ago, me and you first met playing Call of Duty. 2 months ago, you joined one of my streams. I invited you, and you joined one of my streams. You said, "Yeah, I'm 100% down for this." And then over the past 2 months, me and you have formed this great friendship. But not just formed this great friendship. We've formed this great partnership, and we have built each other's businesses up, or platforms up, however you want to word it. So first off, I think it's almost symbolic and almost iconic that you are the first person to take this platform off, the WeRise stream off, and be the first person that we kind of talk to, vibe with, and kind of people get to see what the format's going to be like, because I know you care about this as much as I do.
Oh, I love it. Well, I really love it, man.
So, bro, the people that don't know you, there's 7 people in the stream right now, I think it's 7 anyway, it might be more, who don't know you, who don't know your platform, and don't know what you're about and what they will get from you. Can you just tell them a little bit about yourself and, educate the people on you?
Well, I'm happy to share my name and all sorts of other shit.
Whatever you're comfortable with, bro.
Well, like I said to you before, I am open to anything. You can ask me anything. I'm happy for sharing that. My real name is Jai Wolf. I do reside in Scotland. I live in Glasgow. Edinburgh is just a placeholder. And I love making people laugh. I have little to no shame. Little to no shame. I do streaming because I don't want to get any sort of profitable engagement from it. As long as I can make people laugh, make their day a little bit better, that's what I'm all about. If I can make someone laugh, make sure that I'm making them feel a lot better, that's what I'm all about. That's all I fucking care about. If it was, like, if you asked me that 5 years ago, I wouldn't know. If you asked me 10 years ago, nah, it's all about me.
I like that.
It's all about me.
I like that a lot.
But you're not exactly, like, you and I, like, we came across each other. I don't know if well, I'm not going to say destiny because that's a little bit fucked. But we'd say sort of like fate-wise.
Yeah.
I believe in fate. Like, my destiny, well, God took a look at me and he's like, nah, smite this bastard and fucking bring him back. There we go. Give him purpose. What's my purpose? Making people laugh.
So you believe that, like, we met and you started streaming because it was destiny, or the energies that we both have kind of matched each other, and like we would
exactly.
Yeah, no, I feel that.
Perfect. That's romantic. You already know my propositions to that. Without KFC, you're fucked.
So that's kind of great because it does kind of tie in to my next question for you.
Okay.
So what got you into gaming? What was it that gaming, not only what got you into it, whether it be family members or whatever, but what is it about gaming that kind of originally drawn to you, and what did it bring to your life, and why did you do it? I can hear you laughing already.
That, honestly, that is such a good question. It all started on the Sega Mega Drive, well, for Americans, Sega Genesis. It started with the first Sonic the Hedgehog, right? That's where it all started. I was only maybe 2 or 3 years old, and I would just constantly play Sonic. Constantly. Because I felt as if I was in the game. It grew from there. And then the PlayStation 1 era, that's when the whole game changed. That's
PlayStation 1.
where, yeah,
PlayStation 1.
I've still got my first PlayStation 1 in my fucking closet. I've still got it from back then, and it
No
still
way.
works. Still works.
So, you started off on the Sega Mega Drive and kind of graduated to PlayStation 1, which is, I think, for people around our age, is normally the case. But all that is quite, it's great actually, because this is going so well. Is sorry if I'm getting giddy, chat. But
Don't be. This is a big thing.
This is all around your childhood. So you will have been, I'm guessing, around 10 years old. So as a child, because the thing is as children, especially our generation, I'm sure a lot of people in chat can relate to this. As a child, the big thing was like screens had just become a big thing. So everyone was told gaming did this and gaming did that. Like, oh, it's going to destroy your minds and it's going to turn you into a vegetable and stuff like that. But as a child, what did great gaming bring to you?
It gave me a good sense of, well, this is on my thought process, but it gave me a lot of goals. Different games, different goals. Same, it finishes the same. You've met your goal. You've done it. Move on to the next. Different challenge. Different things. Same ending. It brought a different reality to me.
Yeah.
I gamed an awful lot. My entire life has been around gaming. I had a very fucked up childhood, all because of my father.
Okay.
Right? I won't get into it, but he was such a nasty, cruel fiend.
So would you say gaming was an escape from that?
It was. If it wasn't for that, I'm pretty sure I wouldn't be alive right now, man.
That's deep. That's deep.
It is.
So, as you progressed, so I mean, I think for a lot of people, gaming is an escape anyway, isn't it? Like, even later on in life, people still use it as, you know, some people might go for a pint, or some people might use recreational drugs. Or do you want to just ready up, bro, and then we can run around while we do this. Yeah.
I'll try and not get sidetracked.
No, it's alright if we do. We can run around in circles if you want. It's just so they've got a visual aid, and some people might try to watch us run around. But as you progress, what did it bring to you as an adult that maybe, so as a child you said it was an escape, but as an adult what did it bring to you?
Well, I've got a lot of issues, like mental health wise, and you could say that I am legally certified insane.
Okay,
I'm not.
I mean, if you're happy to talk about that, bro,
Like I said, I'm happy to talk about anything.
No, but that's what I mean. Like, as much as because I'm not bothered about hitting all these questions I've got written down. It's more about your story, and I want you to have an opportunity, because not a lot of people live in their heads, don't they? And,
Yep.
and even when it comes to gaming and streaming, they still don't get that voice. So this opportunity is for people to be able to tell their story, so they can realise that they're not alone. So you say that you're certified insane, or however you want to word it.
You could say that well, it's not the fact that I'm a harm to other people. I'm more of a harm to myself.
Okay.
In the past, I've tried taking my life on numerous occasions.
Shit.
And last year, I almost succeeded. If a train didn't fucking stop, yeah, I would have died.
Fuck, that's heavy, brother. See, this is the type of thing though that I think is important for people to hear, because there may be people watching this now, and there'll be you know 100+ people that'll watch this back altogether that will resonate with what you've just said, that will hear that story, and I don't think people understand their power as an individual, and what you may have just said there may have saved someone's life, because they they will realize that there's more than just them going through this, and that there is places for people to go that's safe, and that's what I'm trying to build here, and I know that's what you want to be a part of.
Yep.
So I think it's important for you to say that, bro, and I also think being able to say it out loud and it not be in your head every day, even though it still will be, I think it's incredibly powerful that you're being able to say that, and I think you're an incredibly strong individual for saying it, brother. So this was last year.
Yep.
And then within the last 12 months, you have now entered a community that has brought new meaning to your life. Would you say?
It would, yeah. Because
go on.
I've not really went into full details, but I've told you about my best friend I grew up with, Zoe, who was murdered back in 2021.
Yeah.
Like, the guy who killed her is no longer here. And I still wish the fucking worst on that piece of shit, even through death.
Of course.
After she died, I just lost all fucking hope of life. I just couldn't continue living without her. I couldn't. She meant so much to me. She still means so much to me. The reason why I haven't died or even thought about it is because I want people to still remember her. Not that many people know of her. And if anything happened to me, then that's it. Like, she kept me going.
Yeah.
When I tried taking my life back in 2020, she was there, and she was in a medically induced coma for 3 weeks. A relationship that I was in get ended out of sheer jealousy, may I add. And all I'm gonna say is that she gave me the ultimatum. It's either gonna be me or this relationship. I chose my best friend.
No, that's completely valid, brother. So that was what year was that she passed away? Sorry.
December 19th, 2021.
So it was what, two years ago essentially.
Yeah.
So in the last 2 years, bro, let me just get this right. So in the last 2 years, you almost took your life, if it wasn't for a train, and your best friend passed away.
Yep.
And obviously, as you've spoken about, you have your own mental health struggles, which is in the main is paranoid schizophrenia.
My life has never been easy.
No, it's not. But what I'm trying to get across is you're still here, and you're still strong. And
Yep.
you've not only done that, but you've also taken the leap into streaming and taken a chance on yourself.
Yep.
That's incredibly strong, bro. That's inspiring. And this is again not to bang on the point, but I think it's incredibly important to show that everybody has their own struggles, and not that anyone's shit is any stronger than anyone else's, but you can sometimes listen to someone else talk. It can help you because you'll listen back to yourself and go, do you know what, my life isn't as bad as I first thought. Like, this person is still here, this person's still strong, this person in front of me is waking up every day and trying his fucking hardest. I can do this too. And I can't stress enough how strong each individual is and can be, and how much your existence can make someone else carry on. Like, I think that's fucking huge, brother. So go on.
The way that I've seen it, after she died, and it still fucks me up, but there's a positive look at from my view. As long as I can still breathe, I've still got a purpose, and that purpose is keeping her memory alive. That's my purpose.
That's huge, bro. I think you've spoken to her about me before. You've spoken to her to me before when I asked about what happened to her, and we had a really good chat about it. You when you talk about her, you said when she was alive, she kind of brought your life meaning and kind of what's the word? Was an anchor for you, and it almost seems that even with her obviously not here anymore, that she is still bringing that to you, which I think is incredible. That like you're still able to let her have that impact on you to be your anchor, because I think it's important that everyone has an anchor in their life, whether it's a person or whether it's something else. Like streaming is a huge, is that for me. Streaming and bodybuilding is that for me. But now you started streaming, it's almost like you have found a new purpose as well. When I speak to you about it and you speak about streaming, it's almost like through her and through streaming you have kind of found your home.
Yeah.
Would you agree?
I would, yeah.
Yeah. The way I've seen you flourish in this community, bro, is so, honestly, it brings me so much joy. Not only because I get to work with you on a nigh-on daily basis, but also like just seeing your energy from when we first met to now. It's absolutely crazy. Like, I know to some like listening to this, it probably sounds like a bit of a loving, but honestly, it's a beautiful thing to see someone who has had everything in life thrown at them, and they still slap a smile and come on stream, or whether it's off stream and it's just the community playing together. It's crazy. So, bro, what would you attribute your passion for gaming to, and streaming?
What do you mean?
So, obviously when you speak about gaming, because this is something I wanted to get onto, at some point I wanted to talk to you about Resident Evil. Because, for those of you that don't know, like, Yasha has, like, the knowledge he has for Resident Evil is crazy. Like, absolutely, like, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you're an encyclopedia on Resident Evil.
I could be.
Yeah, listen to that laugh.
I could be. Depends on the game. I don't know much about the lore, but oh yeah, I can be a little bit of a fucking nerd when it comes to it.
So the reason I said is like, what would you attribute your passion to? Is when you talk about like Resident Evil and stuff like that, like you speak about it in a way that you are knowledgeable, but where does the passion come from?
Well, when you've been surrounded by a certain game style throughout your life, it's sort of, I wouldn't say repetitive, because repetitive just sounds boring. So it'd be the case of like rinse, focus, learn, even through defeat. You do it so many times, you can fucking master it in a certain way. When it's come to Resident Evil, like my favourite one has got to be Resident Evil 2, the original. I know where everything is, and I can complete that shit in under an hour and a half.
Shit. So what is it about that franchise?
Growing up, it was my father got me into it actually. My mother was strictly against it, which made it even more exciting for me to fucking play.
When it feels wrong, it's right.
Yeah, exactly. Growing up, playing that, God man, must have spent my entire childhood just playing Resident Evil games.
Isn't it quite funny? And I have a similar story to you, I think, in this sense. But isn't it funny that at the very start, when you talked about your father, that you talked about him in a and I'm sure it is a hugely negative way. But when you talked about this part of it, not necessarily you talked about him in such a positive way, but the thing that you carry with you the most, in terms of the thing you're most interested in, the thing you have the most knowledge of, the thing you are best at, is attributed to him. Like that's kind of fucked up, isn't it?
It is in a way, but see, my way of looking at it, I got myself into it, not that cunt. I done that on my own.
Yeah, no, I get that. What I'm saying is though, is it's even though you take so much negativity away from it, obviously, even though there's so much negativity surrounding it. Look, I know I can listen to the laugh. Ready up, you bastard. Even though you attribute so much negativity, there is this positive thing that's come out of it. Even though, like I said, yes, you did all that shit, but because he's the one that it's still a part of him that you carry with you. Even though you have all this negativity towards him, there is still something there that's positive. Do you know what I mean? It's still a little bit crazy. I think the same. I've had similar relationships, and the reason I got into gaming is through my dad, and me and him didn't have a great relationship and don't have a great relationship. But there's still this thing that I've taken from him. Do you know what I mean? And let's be honest, bro. Like he got you into gaming, and even though, again, I'm sure you want no relationship with him. I don't know what your relationship's like with him now. I
wish death upon him, bro.
Well, exactly. But that passion for gaming that you garnered through him, even through all that darkness, it still brought you to this point. Do you know what I mean? Like, gaming has led to you streaming, which is a hugely positive. So that hugely negative thing has actually brought through something extremely positive in your life. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get that.
And what I think is great about this, and it actually leads on to the next question, is so you have for people who are just tuning in now. That sounds like such a dick saying for those tuning in now. We are going live.
That's your fault.
So trust me. So for those that aren't up to date, so me and Yasha spoke about him having huge mental health issues, dealing with suicide. And please, if you get a chance and you've not, listen back to it, because it's fucking inspiring. You've had all this shit. If someone was sat there now, because I get questions on a weekly basis about this. If you were to speak to someone now who's sat here, who's been thinking about getting into streaming for the last 6 months, and for whatever reason, whether it be anxiety, mental health, just apprehension, could be anything, and they were terrified about getting into streaming, but were so passionate about it, and every day, you know, it took me a while to press go live. If you had an opportunity to speak to them, what would you say to them? If someone was to approach you,
what to do about going live?
Yeah, if you got a message, like I got a message a few weeks ago from an individual who was saying about they're scared to go live, basically because they were scared no one would watch them, or that they'd freeze up. Do you know what I mean?
That's like, see, well, I get that. That's just a genuine fear. Because I was like that when I first went live. That's natural. If you haven't done it before, it's a thing that you can fucking conquer. Like, my way of combating that shit is I say stupid shit. I act all hyper. Like, if you've seen some of my Resident Evil live streams, see the shit that I say. That's a way of dealing with going live. And as soon as I'm comfortable, I start raging. I fuck shit up, I get angry. It's just a huge comfort barrier that you have to tear down. As soon as you are in that zone and you are comfortable, you are gonna fucking slay. You're gonna get comfortable. You're gonna think back and say to yourself, why was I scared in the first place?
I like that.
This isn't so bad. And that's what you have to remember. And letters, you can fuck off. I'm being serious here.
I can't believe you saw it. Yeah, that's the sort of thing I wanted people to hear, and I'm sure people have different tips and different ways of wording it, but I think that's one of the points of WeRise is for people who are thinking about getting into streaming to hear people say that they aren't comfortable streaming. Because I don't know about you, but I still have that now. I still get a little bit of anxiety when I press go live. Like, I still have that shit. Like, what if today's the day that no one turns up, or what if today something happens?
Yeah.
And the biggest problem for everybody is overcoming that voice inside the head. I mean,
that's all it takes.
Not to crack a joke, but you have multiple. But
aye, you see the best part about it? I could fill a fucking stadium with the amount of voices that are in my head, man. I'd make Rihanna's sellout look bad.
So just out of interest, do you remember your first stream?
Oh fuck. No really.
See that I mean that does kind of feed into my point though, because you have gone from having never streamed, as far as I'm aware, never been involved in the community at all. In the past 2 months, you started streaming. You've got no idea when your first stream was, because it's been and gone. Like, you don't remember the anxiety you felt. You don't remember any points. Am I correct?
Yep.
So it's been and gone. And now you're here. You're part of a fantastic community. You've made a whole heap of friends. You've found some sort of purpose in your life, in whatever sense. I don't want to put words in your mouth. And you are in a better place than you were 2 months ago, would you say?
That's accurate. I'd say aye.
That's what I mean. So when people are worried about going live, it's the anxiety. I can't. Everyone's got their own shit, so I'm not going to play down anyone's struggles or anyone's levels of anxiety. But my point is that time passes, that feeling passes, and what you're left with now is what we have here.
That's true.
Is crazy, isn't it? Like, that we build as humans, essentially we build this up, don't we? We create this sense of, oh shit, but what if this happens, and what if that happens, and what if this person does this, and what if that happens? But really, like, you go live and you can go live for an hour, you can go live for 2 hours, you can go live for 3 hours. But what you're left with afterwards is a moment you've created in time, and potentially made a heap of new friends, and you've got a new community, and you're part of something special. No matter how big or how small, you're part of something special, because your existence means something significant to someone else. It's crazy. I mean, look at the people we've met, brother.
We've met quite a few.
Like, in the Discord alone, there's 30 plus people that I would consider friends, and I have fantastic relationships with every single one of them. It's a bit crazy.
Bro, it's mad.
So that kind of leads on to this. So if someone was to come to you and say, what do they need to start streaming, and I'm not talking just about tech, I'm talking about, if you were to, I mean, it's a bit different because me and you had each other, and obviously we both helped each other along the way. But if someone was to say, what tips would you give them to start streaming?
Well, you don't need any fancy tech or gear. Like I just run off a headset mic right now.
Okay,
It doesn't take much. If you're gonna think like what you need and stuff like that, all you need is a good focus, a good drive, and also like a good positive attitude towards things. That's enough until you get your shit, sorry. Until you get a better understanding of what you're hoping to achieve from it. And that would be it.
Yeah, no, I agree. The only thing I think I would like to add is that I do think people, the networking thing I think is sometimes something people struggle with. And I
Yeah,
think
that.
I think all tech aside, I think that is, for me anyway. If someone was to ask me, I think the tech side of things is almost secondary to either building or becoming part of a community. Like I can't understate, and I'm sure I'd love to hear you talk about this actually. The community and the networking side of things, and building relationships. Like I don't think you can play down what role that plays. I think you could be streaming off a black and white TV, and become a huge streamer if you have the right people around you.
You know, that can be a factor.
Like the community we've got and the people we speak to it's crazy. And the relationships. I mean, you do your own outside of things. You do your own networking outside of like the people in Discord and on Twitter.
Yeah.
How do you approach that?
Well, trying to get a following.
How do you approach networking? So,
Well, my thought process isn't really that great due to brain damage, so things need.
Sorry.
It's true though. It's true. It's true though.
No, but it's my thought process isn't that great due to brain damage. Sorry.
It's all good.
This is something I want to get into as well. I've still got that in my back of mind because I hope you're comfortable talking about what caused everything. Unless you want to get into it now. Unless you want to get into it now.
I don't mind.
Well, you've mentioned it, so because no one knows this about you apart from me, I don't believe. I don't think you've talked to anyone else in the community about it, have you?
Nope, because it's highly personal.
Are you happy to talk about it?
Yeah, of course.
So, I'll let me try and lead it in, and just correct me if I'm wrong. So, are you happy to talk about your age?
Yeah, I'm 30 years of age, bro.
So you're 30 years of age, but you haven't had paranoid schizophrenia for 30 years, have you?
Nope. Get diagnosed about 4 years ago.
Yeah, which again, I mean, chat, you might be able to weigh in on this, but that is fucking incredible to say that Yasha has, in 4 years, has had this shit go on, but to develop a mental health issue like paranoid schizophrenia in the last 4 years,
hell!
Having, you know, not lived a normal life, but not dealt with that in such a way as you've had to now. So what triggered like your mental health issues?
Well, I was diagnosed with ADHD at a very, very young age. Hang on.
What was wrong?
That's my mother. Yes. Nobody ordered a fucking pizza, did they?
We've got Yasha's mum on the stream.
Right, thank God, because one of my mates said that he was going to order a pizza. That's what I said. Right, okay. My apologies.
Sorry, bro. So,
Oh,
I was saying that you you obviously didn't have all these issues. What triggered? You were talking about you were diagnosed with ADHD as a child. Is that correct?
yeah. Right about 3, 4 years old.
Shit.
Yeah. It wasn't found up until I was 7 or 8, which caused a whole lot of bad blood to
What?
do with my father. That's when things got extremely physical to the point where I was bound to a fucking hospital bed, and child protection services were all over the fucking place. And then 2004 came up. I get fucking run over. I die from that.
So you
You
got
bring, yeah,
so you
that
got was it an accident or was it?
a bus hit me. Faulty brakes. Can you fucking believe it? The brakes were not working properly on that.
Shit.
Yeah. Both of my legs were hanging off me. This is where the brain damage part comes in. I had 2 massive blood clots, one in each side of my brain. Brain damage came from that. I'd say 14, 15. Family thought that something was wrong with me because I wouldn't act like a fucking 14, 15-year-old, you know? And then later, as life went on, bullying, everything, I get expelled for nearly murdering someone, all because he called my mother a bitch. That was when I got arrested the first time.
Okay.
It was all because of that guy. And then I've got chronic and manic depression. I've got PTSD on top of fucking schizophrenia. Man, I could fucking call a bingo in this shit right now.
So, I mean, a lot of that sounds understandable, but so 14, 15 years old, you get expelled from school due to multiple issues, including at home mental health issues and bullying, which is it inspires school shooters. We'll not get into that though. We'll get into that when we talk to the Americans. Um,
Oh shit.
sorry. If there's one thing for those that may be new to the channel, if there's one thing we do is we turn dark shit into humour. Um,
Taking shots. Oh, I didn't know you were talking about bullets. Okay.
so you got kicked out of school, but you still haven't been diagnosed with schizophrenia yet, have you?
I have, yeah.
Got diagnosed at no, so you got diagnosed at 15.
No. I
No,
get
yeah,
diagnosed.
so that's what I mean. So at 14, 15, you got kicked out of school, but you still
Yeah.
haven't been diagnosed yet.
At that time, no.
No.
No, but
So what happened between the age of 15 and your mid 20s? Were you
well,
had you developed paranoid schizophrenia then, or and you weren't aware of it, or was there something that led up to your diagnosis?
like back then, things were just normal. Things were just normal. You
I
know.
mean, normal's a stretch, but no,
Well,
I get what you're
compared
saying. Yeah,
compared to
to
the
what
way.
happened. So
Yeah.
talk to me about the ages of 15 to your mid 20s when you got your diagnosis. What was the build up to the diagnosis?
Nobody knows. None of my family have got previous of that shit. usually schizophrenia is hereditary.
Okay.
It's how it it's how it goes.
So,
If
go on.
someone in your family has got previous like diabetes and like cancer runs in our family, schizophrenia, nowhere to be fucking seen. Nowhere to be seen. And out of all fucking people, it had to be me. I'm already mentally fucked up. And now that I've got that, I've got a valid point to being a dick and no one can fucking bash me for it.
So,
But
yeah, just to give a brief overview, not got to go into it because with me and you were going to talk again. I think I've already spoke about it. Me and you are going to talk again at some point and have a proper deep dive and get into the guts and gore of you. But
kinky.
so you're 15 years old. You've just been kicked out of school,
Yep.
and then I'm presuming, like typically anyone, either you went back to school, maybe you went to college, or what happened?
I have never been to college.
That's
Never.
fine. But either way, life continued as normal. So
Yeah.
what what was the how did we get to the diagnosis? So what was happening in your life at that point?
What happened was a former friend of mine who shall not be named because he's a little rat.
Okay, we don't want to name names anyway.
I what I'm about to say though is strictly fucking true. I won't mention names,
Yeah, that's
but
important.
there was something off this entire day. I thought I could hear people talking, but it was just me and him. And it was freaking me out.
What the fuck?
And at the time, I was drinking. Compared to the day before this, something was very fucking wrong. And he started annoying me. And I'm just saying, look, don't. And because I am deeply, deeply unsettled. And I very rarely get freaked out or spooked about anything. But this was very fucking strange. The next thing I know, there's a fucking shadow standing right beside me. Red fucking eyes. Fucking grin. So I pick up this bottle and I go to swing it. I hit him with it. There was no cuts or scratches on him. There was no blood. He became a drama queen. Got the cops involved. I get arrested. I felt them in the situation. So did my mother. They took me to a medical professional. Whatever the fuck you want to call this cunt. And they had to handcuff my arms, my legs, because I was so erratic. I can't remember the whole fucking thing. I can't remember anything. All I know is what I've been told. It felt as if my whole body was possessed at that moment. There were no charges made against me for it because he was making everything out to be worse than what it was.
Okay.
So the next morning, I'm lying in a fucking hospital bed. Doctors around me. Only to find out that they stuck me with a fucking needle with whatever the fuck was in it. You could call it sedation.
Okay.
But I must have been really bad for them to do that.
Well, I'm not. I don't want to ham it up, but by the sounds of it, you saw your friend transform into some sort of demon. So you must have been pretty fucking bad, brother. That's some crazy shit. Like I can't even imagine like the level of fucking panic that must have been storming through your fucking body seeing that.
It was so bad. Like, I've been scared before, but see, at that moment, in order for me to resort to that kind of violence, it's extremely rare. That was my first taste of it.
So that was the first time. That was the first time you'd ever seen anything like that.
Yep.
And
that's where it all started.
And they don't know what the trigger was.
Nope.
See, that's like fast. Like not to speak to you like you're like some sort of like fucking animal in the zoo, but that like that fascinates me. That I mean, you could say everyone has a breaking point, and just something that day must have triggered that kind of like that change in your brain.
Yeah, I get you. Yeah.
But that is incredibly like fascinating, and again, you know, this is your life that we're talking about right now, and
Well, you're completely fine. You're completely fine. Don't fucking apologise. You're all good.
No, it's also people watching this as well, because people watching this, like I said, this is why it's so important to speak to you, bro. I don't think you can possibly comprehend how important you are as an individual, because what you're doing right now is something people who live your existence or have the similar issues to you that don't reach out and join communities like ours because they're afraid they're going to be judged. But that's what I'm trying to get across to people, is that there's people like you who within the mental health community, if that's the right word, but people who struggle with mental health badly kind of shut themselves away. I mean, again, we're not naming names, but my uncle has schizophrenia, and he lives in his flat and never leaves, because he's so scared of himself as an individual and being judged. When,
you know, I used to be like that.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I wanted you to say, because I know we've spoken a little bit about it.
That's why I'm always gaming.
Exactly. But
because
you're not always gaming now, though, bro. You're also building a platform, and you're building friendships, and you're building a community. Like, what you're doing now is building a safe place for yourself, rather than locking yourself away in darkness. I mean, me and you have spoke at length about days that you may not have felt like streaming, but the importance of streaming empowers you, because afterwards you feel like you have accomplished something that day.
That's true, yeah.
Like Smitty just said there, like that. This is a sort of thing. Thanks for saying that, Smitty, because that means a lot to a lot of people I know. But he's just said that I'm telling you, this man is a soldier for sure. The story is helpful for others, 100%, 100%. And I think Smitty and the chat in general, I think it's important for not just Yasha, but for people to hear that their strength brings us strength. Me and Yasha work very closely together, as you know. He's signed to my team, and it's an honour to work with him because he inspires me on a daily basis. But to get back to your point, mate, so you were saying that you were laid up in hospital, sedated. What happened next?
They asked me questions as soon as I was ready to talk. I'll never forget that. They were asking me, the CID were also there. For those who don't know what CID is, it's Criminal Intelligence Division. They're basically police officers that wear fancy fucking knockoff suits. And I was being questioned on what happened. And when I gave the answer, I saw something that I've never seen before. One of the officers, and I quote, "Stop fucking lying and tell us the truth." And I said, "Why the fuck would I lie about something like this? I have never had a friend before, especially on that level, What makes you think that I'm fucking lying? You may have authority, but you have no authority over what the fuck I witnessed. You don't know shit. And then it basically got to the point where they were being complete assholes. They were told to fucking leave. So the doctors were asking me, and they could see how scared I was.
Yeah, you can tell if someone's lying about shit like that.
And the doctor said, has anybody in your family been diagnosed with schizophrenia? And as soon as I heard that, I was like, fuck. That is fucking terrifying to hear. I didn't know what the fuck to say. I was in shock. You know? I was in shock.
Well,
so I was answering the questions. You're gonna be
shocked when that happens.
So, after that, they immediately kept me under assessment. They'd show up, make sure everything was okay. I was under watch for a couple of months at most, because nobody knew if I was going to be a danger to myself or a danger to others.
Yeah, because it's all brand new information at that point.
Yep. So I was being watched.
So how long were you
and only a couple of weeks.
Only.
Yeah.
Only.
Yeah.
That's a long fucking time, especially because I'm presuming it was like a mental health hospital.
It was, yeah. So
you got your diagnosis while you were in hospital?
Yeah.
And this was what? So you were in your mid-20s at this point?
Yeah. I was 25.
So what was it like when you got home? This is what I want to hear. Because I know, like, for clarity, like my family, I've got a lot of members of my family that struggle with severe diagnosis of mental health issues. Like, not just they've got depression, like they have serious mental health issues. So I know what it's like being around people like that when you forget to take your medicine, or you forget to, or you may have an episode or whatever. Like, so you've been in hospital for a couple of weeks, 2-3 weeks, say.
Yeah.
You've just been told you've got this serious mental health issue on top of what you're already going through, and then you go home and you have to live with it. I'm hearing the laugh because I know what it's like. I know members of my family that got diagnosed with serious mental health issues later on in life. They'd suffered with them their entire life, but they'd never had the diagnosis. And it's almost like, I don't know if it was the same for you, but when you get a diagnosis, it almost seems to make the problem worse to start off with, because you're so hyper aware of what you've got going on.
Yep.
So what was it like when you got sent home?
I wasn't even in the house a minute. I saw fucking hands move over the front door, and I heard a growl from right beside me. I punched the ball, broke my hand, 3 of my knuckles, immediately back into hospital. Immediately back into hospital.
Oh, fuck, you got to laugh.
And my mother came with me. She saw it. So she fucking told the doctors what happened, and they weren't even gone 5 minutes. They came back in and they said, we need to put you on antipsychotics as soon as possible.
Fucking hell. So were you on medication when you left, or did they...
No, they didn't put me on any, But after that happened, immediately.
Yeah, it sounds like you fucking needed it, bro. They should have given you straight away.
And I haven't missed any of those. I haven't missed taking them at all because they are vital to my sanity. I'm already fucking insane, but without them, man, it scares the dick right off me, bro.
So you were straight back into hospital?
Yep.
Because you just broke your fucking hand.
Yep.
Was there a point, just out of interest, because like I've never spoke to anyone at great length about schizophrenia, and I'm sure there's. If you do have any questions, chat as well. Feel free to drop them.
Yeah, I'm happy to answer any questions you guys have.
Whether it's about streaming or whether it's about mental health, if you do have any questions, feel free to drop them. Was there a point, because you said it's been like 4 or 5 years now since your diagnosis, was there a point when you kind of, because I'm sure I know from personal experience that you go through stages of you're like, why the fuck me? You almost have like a self wallowing attitude towards your mental health, and you have that like kind of, why is it always me and why is this happening, and you go into a very dark place. Was there a moment where you kind of came to terms with your diagnosis, or would you say you've not yet?
I haven't. Well, shit, that's actually a good fucking question, man.
Thank you.
Like, I'd be lying if I said that I've came to terms with it, because I haven't. For the strict reason being, as soon as people hear that word schizophrenia, they'd rather stay the fuck away from you at every given moment that they have.
Yeah, that's fucking deep, bro.
Because just hearing the word is terrifying. You can have 100 people that have schizophrenia. Not one of them will be the fucking same. Every one of them are different.
I'd agree with that. Yeah, 100%.
Every one of them are different. You might hear different tones that I've been speaking since I've been talking to you.
Yeah.
I may be like fucking my words up a bit. That's part of it. Because there's shit that I'm trying to not say.
Yeah.
But there's occasions where I need to stop. It's not the whole point of like, I'm gonna say something so fucking sick and twisted. It's not that. I'm trying to make myself look and sound okay without showing signs of I'm having a momentary lapse.
Yeah. Yeah. Correct me if I'm wrong, but having spoken to people with schizophrenia before, is part of schizophrenia, if I'm correct, is you have a hyper awareness of what's going on in your head because every day you're having an internal battle.
Yep.
So when you're forming sentences, you almost start self-judging because you don't want to. You don't want the voice in your head to win. So
exactly.
You're constantly having an inner monologue, which everyone has, because everyone has that. There's a really good book called The Chimp Paradox. If people are into mental health and
I've heard that.
Better,
I've heard that.
There's a fantastic, it's a fantastic book. It's called The Chimp Paradox, and it talks about how you live your entire life in with that voice that you're constantly having a conversation with, who you're trying not to let win. And I guess when you've got paranoid schizophrenia, you've not only got that voice, which is the chimp is your consciousness, but you also, with schizophrenia, you almost have like 5 or 6 other voices in your head as well. So you're not only you fighting one little voice, you're fighting a whole fucking crowd of people in your head.
It's you. Maybe you've. I'll try and be a little bit simple with it, but maybe you've realised it, or maybe you haven't up until now. You can say something to me, and I'll be saying a response, a stop, I say something that's not relevant
Yeah.
to the fucking topic, and I say, "What was it you were saying?"
Yeah.
It's examples like that.
Yeah.
Like, I am paying attention. I am. But when shit gets like that, it's beyond my control, and not that many people have the patience for it. And that's what I am still, pardon the pun, paranoid about it. You know? I mean, there's at times where I am fucking bedbound. I literally barricade myself in my fucking bedroom because all I want to do is fucking hurt someone.
Yeah.
That's not happened, and I'd say about 2.5 years, give or take. But this is the worst that it gets, really. On a good day, this is a good day. This is a good day. Like, every day like this is a good day. Bad days is when it gets that bad.
Yeah.
Wait, fuck me. It is a very tough thing to fucking live with, you know? But I wouldn't say you get used to it. You can never get used to it because you never know what it's going to do to you.
Yeah.
Whether you're out and about with friends, it can turn on you at any point. It can go from bad to being behind bars, or being at a point where it's fine, to ending up drowning in a river. It can take many different points.
No, that's real. That's real. So we've got about 15-20 minutes left, bro, and what I wanted to do with this, and I've loved how much you've shared, like, and I think, well, the chat's kind of said, like, that you've inspired a lot of people. I've got one more question, and then we'll get into some fun shit, so we can have like a kind of uplift and kind of have a bit of a laugh just before we end.
Alright.
So I don't know how aware you are of, like, the streaming community and the stuff about Kick and Twitch and Trovo and the streaming platforms in general. But also the community, because a lot of the things I see on Twitter, and I don't know how much time you spend on Twitter, but there's a lot of negativity that surrounds streaming, but there's also a lot of positivity. And what do you think is the current state of the streaming community, and what do you think the future looks like for streaming?
Oh shit. You know, you could have gave me a question that I can answer without it fucking me up. Wow.
No, I think no, because the thing is, a lot of people will have strong opinions on this, and some people won't have many opinions on this. What I'm wondering is, because all those streamers have been in the space. I've been in the space for 3 months. You've been in the space a month and a half, 2 months. There'll be people in this that have been in the space for years, and we'll all have different answers. And I think it's very important for people to hear different voices and different opinions, because the problem is with social media is everyone follows people that they like their opinion, more or less. Very few people follow someone who they fucking hate. So I think it's very important for those people to be able to hear different voices that they didn't necessarily choose to hear. And I'm just very interested what your feelings about streaming are, about the community, about the positives and the negatives, and the different platforms, if you have an opinion on the different platforms.
I mean, I've never heard of any other platforms bar Twitch.
Okay.
But my experience so far, it has been positive. It has been.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna have my opinion shifted by a dick twisting fuckstein.
Have you come across any negativity in the community?
I have, yeah. During one of my streams.
Okay. Do you want to talk about it?
Like, it was just through a fucking ex. I shut that shit down when I threatened him.
Let's not incriminate ourselves.
Nah. Allegedly.
Allegedly. There we go. Allegedly.
But
So,
in all seriousness though, I think streaming might get a bit more popular. I mean, look at Kick for example. There are a lot of people that are going to that. A lot of positive shit.
yeah.
Like Twitch, for example. Like, I can go through many different streamers, go into chats. I don't need to engage. I can just see the amount of support, love, and the communication is mostly positive. The ones that you have to stay away from is the dick twisters.
The dick twisters.
Yeah.
So,
don't let one dick twister or a group of dick twisters ruin your experience. Because there's more positive nipple flickers than there are negative dick twisters. That's all you have to fucking do.
So if
focus on the positive,
yes.
kick your negative aside, stomp on it, bash its fucking teeth in, man, for all you care. Focus on the golden opportunities ahead of you. 100%. Don't look at the petty shit. Don't focus on the petty shit.
There we go. That's what I wanted to hear. So we'll have some fun questions now. So there's by the way, anyone. So we've got roughly 15 minutes left with Yasha before Rock and Letters are here. I've not heard from Rock yet, so I'm fucking hoping he's here. But if not, it'll be me and Letters, which will be just as fun. So if you have any questions, drop them in the chat. So the fun questions. So top 3 games of all time, bro. and tell us a little bit about them. Tell us a little bit of why they're your top 3.
Right, number 3, Alone in the Dark, PlayStation 1. Number 2, oh fuck me, Silent Hill 1, PlayStation 1. Well, you already know what my first one is. Resident Evil 2, PlayStation 1.
I was just about to say. So go on, tell me, what was the first one?
First one, Alone in the Dark, The New Nightmare.
I don't know that. Go on.
You don't know it? Are you fucking kidding me? Chat, my respect has just plummeted for this motherfucker, man.
Come on, talk to me.
Right, Alone in the Dark.
It does ring a bell, but I'm not gonna front like I know what it is, because I know there'll be people in the chat that might not know what it is.
Bro, Alone in the Dark is so fucking good. It makes Resident Evil 2 look like a child's playground. That's how fucking hardcore this game is. There isn't a difficulty setting. No difficulty setting. You need to rely on your reflexes and management. If you can't do that, you are not gonna fucking get anywhere. You won't even survive the first 15 minutes. You're just gonna get bodied. Compared to Silent Hill 1.
See, Silent Hill 1 I thought was... I mean, I played it at a very young age, but that was a tough game.
Loud noises!
Bro, I have got a huge place in my heart for Silent Hill 1. That's where my love for that franchise began. My most disliked Silent Hill is Silent Hill 2. And I'm just waiting for people to stab me, metaphorically, because I said that. The reason why I don't like Silent Hill 2 is because... what's good about it? What's good about it?
I love the how strong your opinion is. That is so fucking funny. You're like, what the fuck is good about it?
And Resident Evil 2. Who fucking hates Resident Evil 2? Oh, look, in fact, I'll tell you, people that love Silent Hill 2, there you go.
the thing is, we need to make this happen. I mean, we're talking about it on stream now. We've talked about it a little bit off, but we need to get you streaming these older games that are on consoles.
I tried, but apparently you cannot stream Xbox games or Xbox 360 games.
You can't. I've got a guy for you, bro. I've got a guy for you who does just that. He streams Nintendo 64 games. He streams GameCube games. He streams original Xbox games.
You're gonna need to fucking tell me.
Yeah, you basically, the ins and outs of it is you essentially need you can do it through a capture card. Apparently, I think that's how he does it. I can speak to him anyway.
Oh please.
Yeah. So that is something we've got coming up, bro. But that's why you're on the team, bro. So we can make that happen, because I know the content that you could put out with these games are big, and especially like the games like Resident Evil 2 and stuff like that on doing that on PlayStation, not like, because you've done it though, haven't you? You've done the remastered.
I've done every Resident Evil, bro. I've done them all.
Yeah, so we'll have to do it through PlayStation at some point. That'll be absolute ace. So, bro, the next question: favorite console of all time?
PlayStation 1.
Expand.
What do you mean expand?
Why is it your favorite?
Why? Why?
I'm not saying it's not my favorite. It's not my favorite, but there's a reason why my favorite is what it is.
Well, the reason being is because it changed gaming history. It fucking changed everything. We went from cartridges, floppy disks, to compact disks. I'm not bro. It changed everything. Look at how gaming is now.
Oh, okay, no, I agree. I do agree. But why is PlayStation your favorite though?
It's just fucking superior. Because I spent my entire.
Let me tell you why. All right, I'll tell you why my favorite is. This is the kind of response I want from you. This is the kind of reasoning I want from you. My favorite console of all time is Nintendo 64. Yeah. The reason it's the N64 is because the point I was at my life, I was in an incredibly dark place as a child. Like, my childhood was fucked up, and at some point, like I've said before, I'll talk about my life and tell my story, because everyone has a story, and my story is fucked. But the reason the N64 was my favourite is I was going through an incredibly dark time in my life. I was about 9-10 years old, and I got bought the N64. I had Zelda Ocarina of Time. I had one of the cartridges was one that had like 20 games on. And I got Donkey Kong 64 and Mario Kart 64, I think. And I sat and played Zelda non-stop, and that game, not only is that great game my favourite game of all time, it's fucking amazing, but also like that console, that game, that time in my life felt defining, and I fell in love with that console. Everything from the controller to the build, the fact you could put the fucking vibrate cartridges in the back of the controller, the rumble pack, that's what I'm going to talk, the rumble pack, everything about it. That console is just iconic to me. You're saying the PlayStation is your favorite because it changed everything, but why personally to you? What did the PS1 bring to you, and what was it about that console that is so important to you?
I never went into detail, but the whole changed everything.
Go on.
But it really did change everything. It did.
Yeah.
A bigger variety of games. It gave me so much more to focus on, away from the shit that was behind my back at the time.
I feel that.
In reality. That PlayStation got me through a fucking lot of shit. And it's still with me, behind me, in the fucking cupboard.
I love that.
But see, these days, I don't need to be worried about what's behind me anymore. because
Talk your
it's
shit.
not, that PlayStation isn't in front of me, and I don't need to look behind me and be scared. I can now look behind me, knowing that that same fucking console that kept me going for fucking years is still behind me, and it still works.
Love it.
That's why it changed everything.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Me and you've talked about this, bro. Like, the gaming community, all that. Like, we get a bad rap of, you know, like the image that people have of gamers and have of people that game and streaming and stuff like that. This is the sort of thing I'm talking about. Like, this community is so healthy and so good for people when you put yourselves in the right places. The platform I'm building, the platform we're building, and when I say we, I mean us as streamers.
Yeah.
If we move in this way, it is such a positive because it gives people purpose, it gives people a safe place. And the reason for the WeRise movement, the WeRise platform, and the TMGC movement is to give people a place that they will feel safe and they will feel empowered, and they know if they reach out to people like myself, they reach out to people like you, like Regnoff, like Raz, is that we can bring them into this community and create a positive place for everybody. And I really do believe that as long as we keep this going and keep everything in mind that we are building right now, we can build something truly, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, something so powerful that it can't be ignored. And we can. I don't want to save anybody, but I want to empower people to save themselves, to give people the tools in which to save themselves, and not to plug my own shit, but the whole next up platform that I've built, the self-help platform that I want to mentor people with and help people help themselves. The whole reason for all of this is for people like yourself, Yasha, that were going through shit, met someone like me, and then became a better individual from entering the community, and it gave purpose to your life, to my life, to other people's lives.
You preach that shit, bro. That's fucking.
Trust me. That's so I got a little bit like that shit hit then, because this conversation has been so healthy, brother. Like, it's been so healthy, and I'm so happy you got to tell your story, because I believe it's important to tell your story.
Like, see the way that I see it. We are in this shit, and this shit is so fucking special. And what will bring us closer is if we fucking get deep and personal. If you don't want to share anything, that's fine. But it would give me a better understanding why you are you.
Yeah.
That's what makes us so close. More like family, you know?
It's coming that way.
And that's what I truly appreciate when it comes to people. The better understanding that I've got of a person, the more closer I can be with that person.
Yeah.
And if we are all very close as a fucking community, man, we are gonna go fucking places, you know?
That's why the Team GC is unstoppable, brother. Because we everyone who's joined it or become part of it, whether it's through like affiliation with us or whether it's like me and you who are actually on the team, we all have the same intention, and I feel that intention in the community that we're part of. Like that Discord, anyone that doesn't follow that Discord, if you want to be part of something special and meet incredibly powerful people, join up. Everyone's welcome.
Hell yeah.
Raz has just said, thank you for sharing your story.
Yes, you're welcome.
Smitty says you're inspirational. Honestly, bro, I don't believe people know their own power sometimes, and I believe it's moments like this where people realise and not everyone will have the same story as you, but everyone does have a story. Right, bro, we've cut. That hour and a half has fucking flew. I just look at the time and I'm like, shit, I need to wrap up. But like I said, me and Yasser are going to speak another time. I'm making an announcement in the next couple of months that's going to move the needle for sure, for sure. Right, bro. Finally, before you go, this is your opportunity. Just tell people where they can find you, when you're next live, what you're going to be streaming, what you've got coming up, anything you want to plug, bro. Plug that shit.
Don't be a dick. That's all I have to say. Nah, for real though. You can catch me on Twitter. That Yasha guy, the usual shit. I'm going to be streaming at 3 o'clock this afternoon with Amnesia, the bunker. I've never played it before. Never looked it up. So, I don't know what the fuck to expect.
So one more thing, bro, before you go. What's your current schedule?
Monday 3 p.m, Wednesday 3 p.m, and Friday 3 p.m. That's my current schedule right now.
And that's GMT.
Yeah.
And you mainly do horror playthroughs, so.
Well, I do multiplayer shit, but until I can source the problem where other people can be heard in my stream, apart from myself, I'll be doing other cool shit.
Yeah. I think one thing we need to look at doing is getting some challenge runs done on multiplayer, whether like solo infill. Just because your Call of Duty content, bro, is iconic. So even if you did like some challenge runs and stuff like that by yourself, infilling, kind of running about, then that, because you can still hear proxy chat, can't you?
No.
Oh, you can't even hear proxy chat? Like other players like giving you shit and stuff? No.
Nope.
Fuck, that's dog shit.
I know. No. That's why I don't stream Call of Duty.
I still think you need to stream it regardless. I need that Call of Duty content from you, but we'll sort that out. Right, bro. I appreciate you. Everyone.
You're welcome, bro.
Everyone, that's my boy. That